The shooting happened at the apartments on Garden Valley Avenue.
An apartment fire on Garden Valley Avenue.
Cleveland's east side, at least 18 people hit by bullets. One person is dead.
I grew up in the projects. It's called Garden Valley. It was a very poor place where we lived. It was probably shootings like 3 times, 4 times a week, maybe more. Me and my siblings were definitely close during that time, so all we had really was each other. Just because we just felt like we were the only ones that cared about each other. You know, we felt like our foster mom and our foster siblings didn't care about us. We hid in the closet in our living room when we would hear gunshots. We didn't know if they were in the building. We were really young, but we knew what guns were. So every time we would hear gunshots, we would just hide. That was a really rough time for us, but we grew from it. When we got back with our mom, you know, things were different.
I don't see how you can swim in a dirty pool. You can't even swim in a clean one.
When I was in 6th grade, our school gave us laptops, and I used that as a way to start doing music, to start making beats, to start making my own CDs and covers. It just brings out just a different side of me that I don't get on the track. And it was just something that I could go to when I felt like I couldn't do anything else before I started doing sports. That was something that I really liked to do. That was definitely a big part of my life when I was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I started summer track in 7th grade. Me and my little sister, I think we just went to the track one day in Cleveland Heights. The high school, we went to the track, and then I saw some kids running with a coach, and I was just curious. I was a curious kid. I wanted to know everything, so I went over and asked what they were doing, and they were training for like summer track, summer Olympics and stuff like that, and I didn't know anything about it. And then they saw me running, and they were like, okay, this girl's actually pretty good, so they actually kind of recruited me to their team.
I've known Asia since she was 11 years old. I was her summer track coach, convinced her to do the multi-event, and all it took was for her to be focused to be great at it.
He just helped out a lot. He became like a second father to me. He mentored me a lot. I still talk to him.
But our relationship, it's like father and daughter. I mean, it doesn't get any closer than that. I love her to death. I'm very, very proud of her. And oftentimes as a coach, you think, you know, I can't wait to make an impact on this kid, but I can honestly say that she changed my life. And because of that, she changed the lives of all the other kids that are in our program that look up to her.
Ever since 7th grade, every summer, I just did track. Like, I didn't do anything else but track every summer. I didn't really have freedom from 7th grade into my senior year.
Every summer and every school year, she just kept joining volleyball or track, the Cleveland Express, or with the school. So she just stayed involved, and I've seen the potential and her strength just grow and grow and grow. I'm like, wow, I want to be like you. I grow up. She's my role model.
When you're in Shaker, you didn't get out of districts. This year, 3-event regional champion, and you are able to go to state. How special of a year has this been for you overall?
It's been the best year, and I'm so excited for next year because I want to be on top of the podium next year.
In high school, I moved to South Euclid and Cleveland Heights and Shaker. So I went to 3 different high schools. So I've been around Cleveland, around the whole city, basically. The first year I went to high school, I already experienced a lot of stuff that people haven't even experienced their senior year. I definitely grew a lot in high school. I learned about colleges. I learned that I could get a scholarship if I did the best that I could in my event. And yeah, high school was a really big eye-opener for me in the sports life, and in life, because I transferred 3 times. So I won my first state title my sophomore year. After that, I went to states every year, and I just kept getting better and better despite injuries that I was going through in high school. I wanted to get attention from colleges, but I just didn't know how it would be. So for me to receive those letters to my house, I'm the only one receiving college letters in my house, and nobody has been to college. So for my siblings to see that and for my mom to see that I could actually do something, it just made me feel really, really good. People really started to watch, and people really started to pay attention and respect me. And when I got to this campus, everybody just seemed to care about me. The coach, after she called me, I knew she cared. It was just a different feeling here, and I knew Michigan State was the one.
We were suite mates and playing music, dancing, laughing. You could always hear her just enjoying life in the next room. And even when I first met her, she was Pushing a South Wonders cart with all her stuff, literally like hitting the quan. It was the funniest thing ever. But she was just always just full of life, and like it never really changed.
My first year here, I took like 6 months learning each event. I didn't do them all tie into outdoor. I just took a long time learning each event and studying and actually learning like which part of my body needs to be stronger. I learned nutrition, and the training was like 10 times harder. My sophomore year, I got third at Outdoor Big Tens in the heptathlon. That competition showed me that I could compete at a high level. And last year, I did the pant at Big Tens, and I did really bad. Going into outdoor, I just wanted to make sure I did everything I was told. I made sure I worked extra hard, and I didn't slack in any area of my life. And that year was a really big year for me. I won Outdoor Big Tens, and I ended up being second team All-American at outdoor. I found out I was the first woman here to become All-American in heptathlon. I knew that I could do something special this year if I put in the work and if I just dedicated all my time to being the best I could be here. So 6 weeks before nationals, I fractured my foot. I didn't know at the time. I was biking, underwater treadmill, the Alter G, which is no body weight on your legs when you're running, just so you don't feel any pain. Getting to nationals, I just knew I had to like not think about my foot at all because I knew it would bother me.
Like, how do you deal with that? Like, some people would crack, would fold, and if there was a Big Ten championship on their shoulders, they would not win. But Asia does.
Going into nationals, I was 23 out of 24, and coming out, I got 16th, which was odd due to the 800. I PR about 3 seconds. Going into the 800, I was like 19th. There was 2 specific girls I needed to beat by like a second. And those girls, one of the girls was at Big Tens with me, and she beat me in the 800 every time we ran. Honestly, I just paced myself right in the 800, and I saw that everybody was tired, and so I just passed them like one by one, and when I finally passed the girl I needed to pass, I didn't know how much I passed her by, but crossing the line and seeing the time and seeing them put the rankings up there, it was crazy. And I knew I had worked for it, and I knew I was hurting, but I knew I worked for it, and I knew I toned out the foot thing until after. My coach didn't tell me that I was the first woman in school history to become an All-American in the heptathlon, and when they said that there, I held it in, but I was just like, what? Nobody told me this. And it's just crazy, like all of it.
Asya Reynolds earned first team All Big Ten, second team All-American honors, becoming the first Michigan State woman to earn All-American accolades in the heptathlon.
I received the George Alderton Award, which was the Athlete of the Year award. I got it with Allie Greer from golf.
Congratulations on a great year to Allie Greer and Asya Reynolds.
I just didn't think that college would go this well for me, but it's going the way I wanted it to go. I'm interning at an elementary school called Kendon in Lansing. Working with them, I help read to them, I help them with math. Sometimes I go to lunch with them in recess and just watch. So being in that classroom definitely brings a lot of joy to me in different areas of my life. So I can help other people, you know, that need help and need guidance. You have to work hard in some area of your life to get to where you want to be, and I just want people to know that you can work your butt off to get to where you want to be. You just have to put in the work. You can't be lazy. I always think about who I was back then, and I just think about how much I've grown, how much I've changed. I always would be sad about how much I've changed, but change can be a good thing. So just knowing that I've changed for the better, you know, I'm just so proud of myself, and I know old me would be proud of me too.